If I guess what it is, do I get a prize?
No.
Fuck.
We don't have a prize budget.
We have an infinite prize budget. I'll buy myself a fucking prize.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Dan,
I'm Eddy.
and we're the Deathless Dogs. Today we are trying something new. I'm setting Eddy up on a blind date. So I know what's inside this lovely brown liquor bag. Eddy does not. I'm setting him up with it to see what he thinks, going in completely blind. Has no idea at all what this is. Didn't even know I was going to do this today. Just something new we're going to try here.
What's the segment called?
Blind date.
Blind date.
Like the old TV show, Blind Date.
Blind date.
Greetings, vape fans. I'm Roger Lodge.
But I think it'd just be an interesting way to get your thoughts on something completely blind. You have no idea what's in there.
No.
So
I have no idea what's going on.
you don't necessarily have to guess what's in the bag, but we just are getting your most honest opinion on something without having the preconceived notion of who makes it, the price, the type, anything. We can't really do anything like bottle design or any sort of stuff like that. We can't give any backstory because that would give away what we're actually drinking here.
Okay.
So I think we just have to kind of get into the nose and see what you think.
Okay.
We'll go from there.
Color is similar to a few of the ryes that I've seen out there. Kind of got that almost orangish, it's like an orangish hue. Its aura is orange. Got some thin legs. So this is going to be like a pretty smashable whiskey, I think. The nose knows. My nose doesn't, but we'll talk about what we're going to get out of this here. There's an alcohol burn at the tail end of that. But what I got up front, in a weird way, I'm smelling red apples. Do you smell that?
Yeah, like that really, like the flesh of the, like when you peel it.
Yeah.
Like just almost the peel.
Yeah, like it's giving me some red apple vibes with a little bit of an alcoholic burn.
I think there's like a subtle nutty, like peanutty kind of note in there too, like dusty. Not a lot. I think the red apple, like you're describing, is kind of the dominant nose characteristic, but there is a little something else underneath there.
Just based off smell and color alone, I'm thinking this is either going to be a rye or a bourbon, and I want to go with my gut and say bourbon.
So up front, you're getting a red apple, a little bit of an alcohol burn. Your guess so far is that it is a bourbon.
Yes.
And so now I think we just have to get into the taste of it.
Clank 'em and drink 'em.
So how are you feeling about that?
This is definitely a bourbon. This is definitely some sort of Jim Beam product. The flavor up front cancels out apple smell. You almost get a peanut vibe.
The apple kind of note from the nose does not come through as strong as that like subtle nutty undertone I got in the nose. I feel like comes to the forefront. And I'm also getting kind of that oaky, little bit of the oaky like bitterness on the finish.
Surprisingly though, like when I let it just chill, I didn't drink it for a while. I'm just trying to assess what's going on. There's a bit of like a creaminess to it, which throws me for a loop again. Because when I kind of initially looked at the legs of the whiskey itself, they seem thin. So you wouldn't expect that to be like a creamy whiskey?
It takes a couple drinks for it to coat your mouth. Because when I tried this for the first time the other day, at first I thought it kind of had a different flavor profile than it did by the time I poured my second one. It does kind of evolve as you go through the glass.
But from a smelling to a looking to a drinking standpoint, would you agree that the apple is kind of up front in the smell, but the peanut is up front on the taste?
Yeah, apple takes the front in the smell and then slides back, and the nuttiness and a bit of that creaminess comes forward. It still has a bitter finish. It's not an herbal bitter. It's that woody kind of bitter.
You're going to get, like I hear what you're saying now. After I've had my third kind of little sip of it, you get like an oaky finish without even knowing what this is at all. I believe it to be some form of Jim Beam ish bourbon. Perhaps the bonded. That'd be cool because I've been meaning to try that.
Just based off of drinking this, not knowing what it was. I guess we wouldn't say, would you buy it again because you didn't buy this, but since this is a blind date style thing, would you call it back?
Like, are we going to Applebee's or are we going to the Freight House?
You don't go Freight House first date, do you?
I don't think you go to the Freight House on the first date. I think, like, an acceptable first date would be, like, Dublin Square. Maybe Old Crow, but I don't really like Old Crow. So we'll go Dublin Square or Buzzard Billy's. And I would take this mystery bourbon, which I'm assuming is Jim Beam bonded, to Buzzard Billy's. This date will be receiving Rasta Pasta for sure.
Well, that's a moderately priced entree.
I feel like it's fair. I mean, if we're going date number 1.
Well, I'm saying date 2.
Date 2, okay.
Okay, well, let's say that. Date 1, this one rolls in and orders Rasta Pasta and buzzard eggs. You're still calling it back.
Yeah.
She's cool.
She's cool, yeah. Absolutely.
And I feel like that's a fair assessment. I think this is cool. It's not super aggressive, but it's not boring either. A nice mid-ground. Okay.
It's drinkable. I'm not going to lie.
We should let you unwrap the bottle here
Oh.
and see what it is.
All right.
that
I
you
feel
are
like a
drinking.
kid at Christmas.
It is like Christmas.
Evan Williams, bottled and bond.
See?
So it is a bourbon.
It is bourbon.
And it is bottled
and
and
it
bond.
is bottled in bond.
I'm kind of impressed with myself. I'm going to be honest with you. And
The
this
nut-
doesn't even pop. You can't even fresh bottle pop this. Look at that.
It's a screw
It's a
top.
screw top. Plastic. What
Yeah.
does this run you?
$19.99.
Nice.
That's all it is. I've been looking for this one for a while because I've heard great things about it. Not disappointed in the purchase at all. I think it has lived up to the hype.
At $20, I will be buying it again.
But given that it's only $20, given that it's a screw top, I knew you would never buy this bottle in a store, which is why I picked it up. Because I knew that's one you would never have given a shot to. I mean, it's on the bottom shelf.
If this had a cork top, I guarantee you they could probably charge $36 and probably couldn't keep it on the shelves. I like it. I was impressed. Blind date.
It's a success.
Success. Pretty soon I'll be drinking out of the brown bag. Give me that brown bag.
I don't know what you did with it. You're the one who opened it.
Okay, time out. Pause for brown bag.
All right.
Game on.
All right, that does it for this one. The blind date has gone extremely well, as you can see.
Cheers.
All right, we'll see you next time.
So I'm impressed with just kind of the blind soiree into Evan Williams bottled in bond.
I think you're using the word soiree wrong.
I don't know. Man.
Foray is the word you're looking for. A soiree is a party.
Well, yeah, I partied on into it.
You don't party.
I party into
something.
everything.